Well, yabba dabba dabba doo, and happy Friday to all of you out there. Now, all of a sudden, it sounds like the mic is a little bit too spicy, so I'm just going to drop it down here, folks. Today, we've got great audio. I know I do. It just looks fantastic. I hope you're all doing great out there. It's yours truly, Rob Appell. Do not panic. I'm just wearing an extra special t-shirt and an extra special gear vest while I get all of my technology set up here. Getting my comments on. I am on YouTube today. We're not on Facebook at the moment. We're still playing with that a little bit. And if you've heard the terrible news, oh my gosh, folks, I am terribly sad to announce that if you didn't hear, my wonderful friend and colleague, partner in crime in Stitchin Heaven, Anita Williams, is moving on to a different career, a different job for her that she's accepted. That's really awesome. I'm so proud of her and blessed for her, but that also means she won't be doing the Coffee with Anita on Tuesdays anymore. So we're going to talk about how we can get to the audience and still enjoy spending time together on Facebook. But if you're here today, my name is Rob Appell. There's the name right there because I don't have my branded shirt on today. I visited last week the International Quilt Museum in Lincoln, Nebraska, and went thrift shopping. So we're going to talk about some of the wonderful things coming up here. And you're probably wondering what I'm wearing right now. So maybe we should just get right to that. Let me get this out of the way, and I see Kansas is finally logging in, and I saw the word finally. Now, folks, if it's your first video here, I'm a little tongue-tied. I apologize. That's just partly what happens. I am monitoring the comments myself. I try not to look at them too often, but I'd love to know where you're coming in from. Let me know your name, what city or state you're enjoying, maybe what the weather is out there or whatnot, because at the end, I definitely go back and check them all out. If you have questions, I'll check out those as well. I don't know that we have a very long video today. I've got a lot of exciting things to tell you about, especially this super cool gear vest. Now, folks, let me show you what I've got here. This is absolutely what you think it is. It is a personal ketchup dispenser, and it goes right here in my holster because I have realized in watching trends. Now, folks, you know how hip I am. And I've seen all of these folks wearing these super cool shoulder bags, you know, these sling bags and things. My wife and daughter got them when we visited Portland, and I already had one that I was using, kind of a camera and gear bag. So I've been adding accessories to mine. And while I was in Lincoln, Nebraska, I found this absolute treasure, which is a personal ketchup dispenser that you put on your body like this, so that if you go anywhere that has anything that you would like to consume with ketchup, then you have your ketchup handy there for you. And I think it's amazing. So if you have not ever seen a personal ketchup dispenser like this, also let me know in the comments below, because I think it's pretty amazing. Really excited about that. I see I'm still running a little hot on the volume, so let me bring that down just a little bit more if I can for all of us. And this is awesome. So at any rate, folks, I'm glad you are here today. Let's go ahead and start blasting through our announcements. If you didn't catch already, this week's tutorial was a project tutorial, and we were working out of a kit that is called the Different Opinions Kit. The Different Opinions Kit got its name because if you look at the block over here on the wall, many folks see different things depending on how it is, how it's rotated, how the blocks are put together. And so we love to do these awesome pre-cut kits that we offer. So if you want, you can go ahead and get one of these to follow along. At the end of the month, end of next month, I will give away this particular kit. I've started it. I've made the block that's on the wall, and I made the other block here. Pretty cool. And of course, then you get a signed postcard and a sticker. And what you can see here is all of the strips. If you haven't seen the video yet, it's really cool because, again, this is what we refer to as a laser cut quilt kit. So all of the parts and pieces are cut for you. Other than the square we made here, we actually created this stripe by snowballing on these smaller squares and then trimming away. So anyways, it's a very fun project, and you get all the colors you need in here to make this wonderful kind of fall edition. Let me put that on the fun side camera so you can see what that looks like there. And you may also be wondering what's in the crazy green bottle. The crazy green bottle is sunscreen. And my wife, I think, likes sunscreen more than I like ketchup. And folks, by the way, I don't even think I like ketchup. But nonetheless, I've got a ketchup dispenser on my body now. And so anyways, I'm thinking about sunscreen. So if you have any of these plastic containers, or you can think of what else I might be able to put in my holster, I'd also like to hear from all of you out there, because I think it's pretty awesome to have my own personal ketchup dispenser holster like that, which is pretty cool. So at any rate, I was talking about finding that in an awesome thrift store. I went to Lincoln, Nebraska. I still am out there doing trunk shows and workshops. Oh, it was wonderful to be in a classroom full of folks teaching. And that's why I'm wearing my wonderful new t-shirt, folks. This is the logo from the International Quilt Museum in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's there on the campus, and it just was fantastic. So the ladies really treated me very, very special when I was there. Oh, excuse me, I should say ladies and gentlemen. I know there was one quilt maker that was a gentleman in the group. He even did some of his show and tell at the end of the night, which was great to see. But nonetheless, they treated me to an awesome pair of socks, a huge bag of snacks, drove me all over. We visited a couple of quilt shops. We hit the Chicory, Stitchery, and the Cosmic Cow. I have the cards here. I don't want you to miss out. Both shops had really incredible designers working in them, and it was really, really fun to see. So anyways, here's my little recap video for the week. Just takes about 2 minutes or so, and I might even narrate a little bit of it. So let's get this playing for everybody.
Oh, this is exciting, folks. We're getting a private tour inside the International Quilt Museum while I visit Lincoln, Nebraska. There's several different galleries on display, and it's just incredible to get so close to these amazing quilts.
So they had textiles from all over the world, as well as they just opened up this World War I display. So a lot of these quilts were like 1912, 1920s. All of that hand embroidery of names, and you see Gold Star and Red Star families there. And then the back end of was the SAQUA exhibit, Association of Studio Art Quilters.
Ooh, that was really cool. It's pretty bright out, so we'll make it short, and there's cars out there, but I was just inside the International Quilt Museum here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Super amazing, loved it. Thanks again for the awesome opportunity.
We had a packed house for the truck show, which was wonderful, and like I said, a great class on some tumbling blocks. It was really fun to get to teach at the museum itself. And then here's one of the pieces of art there. There's Roxanne at her shop, Cosmic Cow. And they had a bunch of Seth Apter fabrics everywhere, folks. It was great. So I got to sign a sewing machine, and then I started looking at all the names on it. Terry Waldron, Karen K. Buckley. Oh my gosh, there's names everywhere. The Ghostbusters car, folks. Look at this, just driving around town. Found a bird nest in a sign. I guess little things excite me. Found a shirt for my friend, and I thought I was flying home on a private jet till I realized I was really just in the wrong terminal. But made it home safe and sound and had an incredible trip out to Lincoln, Nebraska. I am getting requests from folks to see if I can come and visit their quilt guild. The answer is yes, if it works within the time frame, and I do enjoy doing it. I like to get out there and do some classes as well. And so you feel free to reach out to me. You can get me, Rob, at stitchinheaven.com. I think I've got one of these little things I put down here. It'll show you the email there. So you're always welcome to send me an email with any questions you have, or to invite me to come and have a great time in your area. I love doing that, as long as it doesn't take me too much out of the studio or take me out of my laser focus, which I love having fun doing all the stuff here. So back to the announcements, like I was saying. Now, Seth Apter, you saw his fabrics at the end. I was able to do an interview with him recently, and he was just an incredible artist, mixed media artist and designer. And I saw his fabrics front and center in a lot of the shops. We also have them at Stitchin Heaven for everybody. So you can look up the storyboard in the search engine there for you. And this is just amazing, amazing stuff, and everybody was loving it. Don't forget to sign up for our email so you get your weekly flash special or your flash sale reminder in your email. And then right before I went live today, you're going to love this, folks. Today's midnight special is the Inda Blossoms quilt, which we also had a wonderful video for. We have a wonderful tutorial for. It was the first quilt kit we gave away. It was super fun. People loved it. And so anyways, today it's $50 off. So if you were not the winner back then, I do apologize, but I can only give away the one I'm working on during the show. So at any rate, now you can get more of them yourself, which also means they're back in stock, which is really cool, folks. So I know a lot of you have been wanting the Into Blossoms quilt kit, and it's cool because you do patchwork, and then again, like this one is laser cut, but it's cut for rectangles, triangles, squares for patchwork. The other one, the Into Blossoms, it's laser cut, and all of the little, let me see if I can bring it back real quick. Those shapes there, those flowers are fusible web, and it's already pre-applied and laser cut, and it's just really super fun to work with, and I enjoy doing those kinds of projects. I'm actually doing something similar right now with my new fabric line, which we're not talking about now again until November. So other than just little bits of it on the set, we're not gonna do much with that for a while, but it's still very exciting, of course. Didn't want you to forget, we have the retreat coming up January 23rd through 28th at Stitchin Heaven in Quitman, Texas. Make sure you get signed up before all the seats are gone. We're going to have a great time out there together, and I have seen a few questions recently coming through at customer service. So I can only speak for my retreat, folks. I can't speak to the other retreats that are out there, but yes, if you come to my retreat, you are not required to work on the project I am teaching. However, I'm only teaching the project that is listed for the retreat. So like I've got the Dupree's Diamond coming up at the next retreat, and for that, we'll be focused on that. But I'm around the whole evening and afternoons, and there's lots of time I will be happy to spend answering other questions, just not during normal workshop time. So yes, I encourage folks to come, and because if you've never seen one of my videos or workshops before, I do get easily distracted. And so it's always good to have a backup project whenever you're coming to one of my workshops, so that you can work on something while you're waiting to work on the thing that you were supposed to be working on with me. And I say that a little bit in jest, but if you've come to my big like multi-day events, you know it's really important. And again, my whole goal in quilting is to find balance in my life. I'm a recovering alcoholic, and so I've 11 and a half years, and yeah, we'll just take a moment. Thank you. And I find that working with my hands has really helped me work through some of the depression that came after the recovery started, and just some of the anxiety that I suffer from a bit. So keeping busy with these hands is super important for me. And so I know that a lot of folks have come to quilting for that reason. And so I most certainly wouldn't want you to come to one of my events and then feel like you were forced to sit and not use your hands. So always bring extra stuff, even if it's like something like a knitting or crochet or scrapbooking or something like that as well. All things arts and crafts, tactile related, you know, where we're making eye-hand contact, making things, constructing things, testing things, failing, succeeding, those kinds of things I think are super positive. So we talk, if the show's called So Well, normally I've got a green shirt on that says So Well, and sewing, yes, and well is from more like a wellness concept. I want us to be healthy mentally and physically so we can do lots more years of sewing and quilting together. So anyways, back on to our announcements. I got a little sidetracked, but speaking of that, folks, speaking of quilting, we want to hear from you and see from you. So if you go to our events page, check it out. I've even circled it so you can see it real nice and easy there. But yes, we are having our outdoor quilt show again, and this is where you get to hang your quilts. Now, it is a local pickup, so if you want to mail them in, you can, but then you have to come to the show or come to the Quilt Show retreat that's happening during the same weekend, and you'll be able to see your quilts on display, and it's just an incredible time there at the shop. We're going to have food trucks. Last year we were hoping for snow cones, and we didn't get it quite organized right, and then it got so hot, and oh man. So anyways, I'm looking forward to snow cones again this year, and at any rate, so this is great, and we would love to see your quilts hanging, especially if you're local or you're going to be at the retreat event. Make sure you sign up to put one of your quilts in the quilt show, because that's the best way to show off the things we've been working on. And We don't have many rules to our quilt entries. We just really want you to be able to have a place to participate and show off your work with that. And so at any rate, I don't know if you noticed, let's go back to this slide again real quick here. Down in this corner with the dark tile around it, this is just launched. So it's happening now, folks. Time for you all to register. I've made, again, this very easy. Register here for the New Year's Day Mystery Quilt Along. So it is going to be on New Year's Day, which will be a Monday, 2024. We have two teams this year. We have Team Tiffany Hayes and Team Rob Appell. So you can either be a little bit more of a precise, passion for precision, Team Tiffany, or of course a bit more of that carefree quilter, Rob Appell. But yes, absolutely, you just saw that, folks. You can sign up and register here, and you can pick which team you would like to be on and get a team t-shirt, which I think is super fun. That started last year as a joke during the live event, and we've really enjoyed it because we do understand, again, kind of back to that wellness. Some of us come to it because we need to make, and some of us come to it because we want to focus, and some of us come to it for the both and the overlap. And so Tiffany Hayes is an incredible instructor, but I tease her because she's so precise. Like every seam is perfectly pressed open, every point matches beautifully and all of that. And I'm not quite as concerned about that. If you look at my quilts from a distance, they all read as they're supposed to, but I guarantee there's a corner or two missing in this quilt behind me. But from a distance, and if I move quick enough, you just never quite catch it. So at any rate, I guess I have been deemed more of our sloppy quilter. I'm trying to get that as the carefree quilter, which doesn't mean I don't give a darn. It just means that I'm focused on the fun and not so focused on the precision. But I know that a lot of us take great joy in doing our best work in everything we do and doing really precise quilting. And that's why, again, some of these quilt kits like this that are pre-cut for you and or workshops like the Mystery Sew Along are fantastic, because we're just providing projects that allow you to build skills with us if that's something you're interested in, or just have fun. If you just want some entertainment, I know that so many of you just enjoy quilting for the fellowship and camaraderie of it. And that's one of the things we can provide for you right here at Stitchin Heaven, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Facebook. So the New Year's Day Sew Along will be live on YouTube, and this year we're doing it all on our own so that we have a little bit less confusion. There'll be just one series of links, so do go ahead and sign up right here. This is where you register. I've done it myself so I can be following along, and like I said, you can choose either Team Rob or Team Tiffany when you sign up. You can also purchase yourself a t-shirt. You can also purchase yourself a mystery kit, and there'll be two different kits for each of the teams, one for Team Rob and one for Team Tiffany. So another thing happened really cool this week. I'm just checking real quick on all of my announcements. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. And I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get my dear friend Anita in trouble. But a while back, she had received this awesome pair of 9-inch dressmaker shears from Guggenheim. I hope I'm saying that right. And she was starting to tell me how much she absolutely loved these shears that she had. And as she was telling me, here, let me put up a little bit better photo. Well, I'll wait. Apparently, I had been using them because I've been working on my rope bowls, and they were great for cutting the cotton cording, but also cutting off all of my 45s. These are incredibly sharp. I absolutely love these shears. They actually have, folks, a rubberized handle on them. So this part all the way to here is rubber and feels super, super comfortable. As a dude, I hate to say it, but I love the brass hardware and the black finish on these. So let me show you this. So Anita got these as a gift from her husband. She told me how great they were, and I confirmed because I've been using them for about a year. And I never show you all something that I do not absolutely believe in. And so yes, after a year, I will say I love these shears. They are very comparable to my Gingers that I have had for 20 years of sewing. They have a beautiful blade on them. And like I said, I just absolutely love them. So we got them for you all at Stitchin Heaven, and they are normally $44.95. So this is a great way for you to keep your guys' hands out of your sewing room. And I don't mean to sound so chauvinistic, but I hear it all the time. us quilt makers have these awesome sewing shears in our sewing rooms, and then we find them later on out in the garage used for cutting the tops off of like caulking and super glue and all kinds of terrible stuff. But look at this, folks. For $44.95, you can get a badass looking and functioning pair of shears that you could put out in the garage, so that maybe whoever hangs out in the garage doesn't come in and take your awesome shears out of your sewing room. But I don't want you to miss out. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these on sale through the weekend. And so now they are actually $22.49 only, which actually means you can get 2 pairs. I didn't realize they were going to be on special. So I thought that one pair at $45 was pretty sweet, and I figured that at least keep everybody off the $80 gingers. But now we're talking about you can get yourself 2 pairs basically for that same price. So I suggest you pick up a pair for the garage and a pair for the sewing room, because if, again, folks, these are incredibly good, and I'm not just advertising these, I actually really love them. And it was so fun to have Anita's face just kind of drop. She thought she had the best thing since sliced bread, and she did, but I had them first. So at any rate, Anita, the competition will never stop between the two of us, because I love you so much, and I know we will be sewing and quilting and creating together, because you are going to be moving on to something awesome, and I am going to stay here and do awesome for everybody. And if you didn't see, it was very, very heartfelt as Anita said goodbye on her last Coffee with Anita show. I guess I can take this thing off now. On her last Coffee with Anita show, everybody at the Stitchin Heaven, all 80 employees came out and stood behind her, and you can see who has been taking care of all of you and will continue to take care of all of you in the future as we're all working together to do all of this great stuff. So at any rate, one more announcement that I think is pretty exciting. We are getting really into helping you all build your sewing environment, because with the right spaces, this is why we have some great videos out there on sewing spaces, and having the right tools coming together really helps, especially our new quilters. So we are proud to announce that we are now an Aero cabinet dealer, and this is super cool. So we've got the Aero cabinets. Now this is the launch party advertisement, and if you look close, and I'll leave it up for a few minutes, they have a bunch of super sweet specials. We have the stuff already listed on our website as well, so you can see a little bit more up close there, and you can look at each individual item as you would like, and we get them special ordered and drop shipped to you, as I understand. And so one of the things I did want to point out is they're offering these free Kiwi storage cabinets. And while I was traveling, I was watching a bunch of Netflix, and I was watching this show about how you add storage to your environment. And these little cabinets with these fold out drop sides, whether it's like a white or a brown, for these are the little kangaroo cabinet, Kiwi is what it's called. These are really great, and I was playing with them on display, and the drawers are fantastic. They, if I remember correctly, have holders for your threads and things inside. So come in a variety of colors depending on what your aesthetic is in your sewing room, and it just works fantastic. And keeping yourself, like I said, organized really helps. I actually should have apologized. There's threads and pins all over the design wall right now, and hopefully not on the floor because I'm barefoot, but I have been working kind of around the clock since I got home from Nebraska, trying to get together a couple of the fantastic quilt samples using my new fabric line, which will be called New Worlds, and it's done by Benartex, and we will have it available for you soon, but it really is going to be in the shops January of 2024. And so we'll get ready to do a lot more quilts with that down the road. And in the future, I've got coming up on the docket, I'm going to start working on a couple of other really fun in-house patterns we have. I'm going to freshen up some of the colors on them, because that's something else I think that new quilters especially might need a little bit of help with, is learning how to take a pattern and see it as light, mediums, and darks, and that way you can add your own palette. You might want to make it a monochrome. Like me, my favorite color is green, and so I might want to use several shades of green to make something even like this could be done, and it would just be in controlling those different shades of green. Maybe doing something in a rainbow or an ombre or gradient fashion is what they're looking for, controlling the light sources, or using their favorite style of fabric. So maybe it's something like it's Seth Apter's fabric. I mean, this stuff is pretty cool looking, right? But you don't see a lot else out there in the industry that looks like it. So there's going to be a lot of us that are going to find using other patterns that were developed, but using like Seth's fabric in them, is going to greatly change the way those quilt pattern designs read. And then taking something like this that actually could really be rotated around several different ways to do several different things with it. Let's just go to the overhead here real quick and just show you that, yeah, I mean, you could do everything heading in certain directions. You could, of course, do the standard layout for these. In the tutorial video, I really kept talking about keeping everything lined up and accurate, but it's not too hard to quickly take and build off of this center square in the opposite direction. So you would be modifying the pattern that we've created at Stitchin Heaven to build something that would be different. So then you would have opposing directions. So when you put this together, then it would be a little more offset, and the square would be reading down here, which would give you an interesting, more of a log cabin effect. You know, of course, like I said earlier, doing something like this in ombres can also be incredible just because of what you get. So we love working with these very simple to construct, but really fun to play with quilt patterns so that we can continually help teach and educate all of you out there. And we do know, like I said, I keep playing to all of the new quilters because after COVID, we had so many folks get back into their sewing rooms. So many of you out there are agreeing with me that working with our hands really is helping our mental and physical health out there. But there's also a lot of fantastic quilters. There's a lot of us that have been quilting for a lot of years that maybe just need some inspiration. And like when I travel and sit and talk with a lot of the folks like at the quilt guilds, sometimes they have their workshops just to get them re-motivated to try something new, which will then go on and be an incredible new source of art and inspiration for them for a long time. So at any rate, folks, it's about coffee time for me. I think I'm going to sign off. Please do not forget. I mean, is that getting any better than that? Those scissors right there, right now, through the weekend at least, $22.49. Load up on them. You can have 2 pairs if you want. This is awesome. Oh, I better check questions, folks. So let me go ahead. I'm just going to leave those right there. And ooh, let's zoom in on them. Like, right? Why would I not? There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to check everybody's questions. If you want, go ahead and type them in now. Oh, I see someone saying hi to Jenny. Is ACJ out there? Fantastic. I love it. Hi, Jenny. That's great. And Carl and Roxy, of course. Fantastic. Hey, I just really mean it, guys. Thanks, Anne and Carolyn, for being out here every week. I see these names every single week, and I just appreciate it. Katrina, I know we've quilted together in the past. This is just a blessing. Roxanne, thank you for being here. Just so great. Yeah, if we don't have any questions, there wasn't really too much to review. I'll go ahead and get ready to start signing us off. If you do have a question, let me know. Throw it in here real quick. But like I said, I appreciate you being here. Next week, next week is the tutorial on the rug. So that'll be coming out on Wednesday. You get to finally see the big thing coming together. And I think the tutorial came out pretty terrific, and it will walk you through it. Of course, the rug turned out terrific. It's upstairs in the garden center now, and I'm really excited about that. So that's coming up next week. And who else knows what kind of trouble I will get on in front of camera for all of you. And until I see you then, thank you so much. Oh, whoa, I see a question coming in from Ann. Oh, if you want to order from us to support us, Ann, I think you're asking, you can go to stitchinheaven.com. So everything I've shown out here is on stitchinheaven.com. There's the spelling of Stitchin Heaven. There is no G, and there is no apostrophe actually on the website. You just drop that out of there. But that'll get you there, no problem. And we appreciate you being there and appreciate you supporting us. And like I said, until I see all of you, have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks again for all of the support and love and making me smile. Hopefully